Hi there, Matt here. Hope you're well. So today we're going to talk about darts. Nope, not those darts. These darts, the type you find in your garments. So here we have one in the centre of the jacket. So what are they for? Well, darts give garment shape, and in this case it'll bring it in around the waist. But you often have darts in blouses. I don't have a blouse here with me today, but there's often a couple of darts in blouses to give shape around the bust, and it just tailors the garment to fit the wearer's body much nicer. So there's a couple of different darts that I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you a double dart and a single dart. So I have here, I prepared earlier, two pattern pieces. On this piece here, I've got two single darts. Now these are curved, but they're often straight as well, but this pattern had curved pieces. And on this pattern here, we have a double dart, and this can also be curved here. Now they are quite simple to do, and I'll show you how to do them. So the first thing you do, now I'm going to start with the single dart. You need to trace the dart onto the wrong side of your fabric. So you need some carbon paper, like this, and I've used this quite a bit. Hopefully it'll work. So let me just unpin that area there. Then place my carbon paper underneath here. And keeping it flat. Use your tracing wheel. Now this is a tracing wheel. It just presses down onto the carbon paper, and the carbon paper goes onto the fabric. So just trace that off there. Follow that line around. Then hopefully it would have came off onto the fabric. Should have bought myself some new carbon paper, really. Never mind. Ooh, I've gone off the line a bit there. And down, and then straight down there. And then this line here. There we go. And then hopefully those lines have transferred onto the fabric. Now, you might not be able to see here, but you can just see a faint line here. So I'm going to take that pattern piece off. And I should have ironed my fabric beforehand. Look at that. Always iron your fabric before you start. So once you've got your lines on there, you need to, the fold line in the middle, pinch that up. There. Make sure both sides are even, either side of it. And then pin that in place. Okay, so your line here, either side should be lined up, and then you've folded it down that fold line in the middle. So it should be even either side. What we'll do is line of stitching all the way down. We'll do a couple of back stitches here, and then we'll go all the way down, and we'll continue the sewing all the way, and we'll go off the end, and then we'll tie a knot in the end. So I'll come over to my machine here. So I'm going to line up my needle at the top there. Okay. Now I'm doing it in black thread, just so you can see, but obviously you would use a matching thread. So do a couple of stitches down, and then back, and then we'll continue down that line. Oop. Oh dear, this isn't very good material. Take the pins out as you go along. And as you come up towards the end, go straight off the edge of the fabric, and then make sure you have a good length of thread there so you can tie it. Come back here. Then tie a knot in the end there so you get a nice tight stitch. Final stitch. It's nice and tight. And give that a snip. I tied up my ends, that end as well. And you have your dart. Now, it doesn't look that great at the moment because we need to press, and that's the most important thing about darts is the pressing. Now, this seam allowance, it depends on what your pattern says. They might just say to press it down, or if it's quite a big dart, might need to remove some of this bulk here, but for now what I'm going to do is press it. I'll press it to one side, and I'll try to get right into that corner there by lifting the fabric up, trying to get that nicely pressed. Now what would help, if you have one, get one of these. It's a ham, and so you can put your pleat, not your pleat, what is it? A dart. We're talking darts today. That on the end there, on your dart. Press that. Press, 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 and there you go. So it's kind of giving it some shape there. This is, I think it's a front bodice piece. Iron that bit out. And so this would sit around probably the bust, and that would give you your shape around the bust. Stuff like that. I don't have any, but you see what I mean. So that's the single dart. Now coming on to the double dart. So this one you'd probably find in a jacket quite often, or maybe a shirt. We need to transfer the markings again. So we grab our old bit of carbon paper. Make sure that's flat. And then trace that over. trace the fold line in the middle. And hopefully, yeah, that's gone onto the fabric here. Take all your pins out of there, lose that. So here we have, yeah, you can see it just maybe, I'm not sure, but the chalk line is, sorry, not the chalk line, the carbon paper line is in the middle there. So again, pinch it up, fold it over, and then pin that in place, and at the bottom, yeah, there we go. Now with this one, now I used to go all the way, start from here, going all the way down there, but then you can only tie one end of it. So I was looking online, and I read that the best way of doing it is to start in the middle, go one way, and then go back to the middle and go the other way, and that way you can thread, or you tie your threads at the end. So I'm going to try that method. I never tried it before, so hopefully it'll work. So the middle is roughly where that pin is, in the middle here. So I'm going to start here, and then continue down, and then I'm going to go over what I just stitched at the end here and go all the way down that way, and then I can tie the knots. Put my needle down just after that pin there. I'm not going to do a back stitch, I'm just going to follow that line all the way down, and then again I want to run off the material and leave some thread. So go along and off. Like that. And then I'm going to go back over that, just line up my needle over the couple of stitches there, and then continue down here. I'm not going to back stitch, but I am going to remove that pin if I can. This is why I shouldn't bite my nails. There we are. Continue down there. I think that might have been, I don't think that was the middle, but anyway, it was fine. Why done that? To continue down and off the material, pull it through, give it a snip. Then you have your two thread ends, and then you want to tie them in a knot. Use my little pin to separate the two. Okay, tie that one in a knot. Then tie that one in a knot. And then cut your threads. And you have a lovely dart. And of course, you need to press that. So press it to one side. Let me just tidy up these threads as well. You'd want them lying about. So press it to one side. So I'll go that side, and then you want to open up your fabric here as you go down and get right to that point, give it a good press, and then turn it around. Do the same. Right to that point. Give it a little bit of steam. Okay, and then you want to do it on that side as well, so get your ham. And then press it down here, all the way along. Just give it a little press here. And there we have it. You have your double dart in what could be maybe a jacket or a shirt. And yeah, keep pressing it, and then you'll get a nice sharp dart there. So there you go. Hopefully that's explained darts for you. So I hope that's been helpful. If you have any comments or suggestions or anything, please let us know. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.